Oh man, you're going to want to pull up a chair for this one because I am about to reveal the secret. That's right, the secret to making money with your music, with your art, with your writing, with your gifts and talents. I know you pursue your art because you're passionate about it. You do it for the love of it. Yes, I know a lot of people don't make money in the arts. But many people do. In fact, I have been self-employed in the arts for more than 14 years. I rub elbows with tons of creative people who monetize their talents. And through all these years of interactions, I have noticed patterns, and I'm going to reveal some of those patterns, which I refer to as the secret to making money with your music and your art. Trust me, this is going to be a good episode, so stay tuned. Welcome to the Music Marketing Podcast, where I share marketing and career advice for musicians, singers, songwriters, and music business pros just like you. If you don't already, please subscribe to the audio podcast in iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, or wherever you consume such products. And if you're catching the YouTube version, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel there. So like I said, this one is all about the secret to making money with your music, with your art, with your talents. And this is part of a series of podcast episodes on this very topic. For this, I am dipping into my podcast archives. I'm actually extracting some audio from some video recordings that I put out a few years ago, but they are still relevant today. Every generation of artists, every week, every month, every day, we're curious about how can we monetize this awesome thing that we have to offer the world. So on this episode, I'm going to talk about a couple of different things. One is the 4 reasons that people create, and number 3 is a crucial one for turning pro and making money with your talents. And then I'm going to talk about the 2 overlapping circles, the 2 things that have to be in place for you to ideally connect with the people who are going to be willing to pay you for what you do with your talent. All right, so hang in there, listen up, and let's go to that audio from the archives. So the secret to making money in the arts. I'm going to start this off by sharing a little something that I've talked about in my workshops over the years, and it's basically, I call this the 4 reasons that people create. Now, different people experience these 4 different reasons in different ways, but for the most part, I think this is the chronology that most people go through when they are inspired to express themselves in some creative way. So the first reason that we often play music or learn to write or do art or act or whatever, it's really for personal satisfaction. It's like you set a goal or you see somebody doing something and you think to yourself, well, that looks like it'd be fun. I would really enjoy doing that. So you set about writing the piece of poetry or learning to play the guitar. You take an acting class and you audition for a play and you get cast. And you achieve this initial little milestone and it feels good. Wow, I can play that song. Wow, I can string together a few sentences that actually sound good and people enjoy reading. I performed at the talent show and I didn't pass out. So this is a great sense of personal satisfaction. And with this first reason, the stimulus comes from within. You've set a goal and you feel good about yourself because you have accomplished this cool thing. And that's great. The second reason that I think people create is for recognition or credibility or validation. And this is the good feeling that comes when someone recognizes you after the show or after the performance. Somebody comes up to you and goes, "Great job." Or they go, "Hey, aren't you that guitar player that plays in the band?" Or, "Hey, I read your article in the local paper. Awesome job." This feels good too. It's validation and social acceptance. With this reason, you feel good about yourself, but the stimulus comes from outside. It's from another person recognizing you, and that makes you feel good too. So the first reason is for self-satisfaction. The second reason is for credibility or recognition. And then a turning point comes with reason number 3 is when you do your art for the benefit of others. This is a huge and monumental and important shift when you realize the way that your art touches people. And if you've been playing music or writing or doing art for any amount of time, Somewhere along the line, someone, or hopefully many someones, have said to you how much something touched them. Wow, that song brought me to tears and reminded me of something that happened in my youth. Or I laughed so hard when I read your article, or when I saw your play, or your stand-up routine. Wearing that piece of clothing that you designed made me feel better than I've felt in years. Hopefully you've gotten that feedback from people, and that is the key to your future success, and it's also the key to you making money with your art. Because when you realize and you tap into and you promote this value that your craft has for other people, that's where your whole pursuit of creativity can get turbocharged. And then the fourth reason that people create is for money. This is when you ask for the sale and you create something and make it available to the public for a price. So you may have heard the phrase, do what you love, the money will follow. It's actually the name of a popular book by Marcia Sinitar. And it's a wonderful sentiment. Boy, if I just do what I love, the money will follow eventually. And often it does. However, that title or that sentence is lacking some additional information. Just because you love doing something, unfortunately, does not mean the money is always going to follow. Because to make money with the thing that you love doing, it has to be something that people are willing to pay for. It has to be positioned to them and presented to them in a way that makes it attractive and easy for them to pay you for it. So here's another way to look at this. To me, the secret to making money with your creativity is there needs to be an overlap of at least two different circles. One circle is what you're passionate about. It's what you're good at. It's what you're known for. That's one circle. You probably already know what that is, what that activity is. And the other circle is a need or a want in the world that people find valuable and are willing to pay for. Where is the overlap between those two things? Because although it is possible perhaps for someone to get paid for sitting on the couch and eating pizza and watching movies, maybe they write a funny blog or they become movie critics or something, but most likely no one's going to pay you to eat pizza and watch movies because it doesn't cater to a need in the world that people are willing to pay for. But if you can figure out what that overlap is and present it to them in the right way, then the money has a much better chance of flowing to you. And from my perspective, it's all centered around that benefit that you offer to people. How does your art touch people? How can you focus on that more and deliver more of that value in a way that people are willing to pay for it and support you in the process? So in upcoming videos, we'll get a little bit more into some of the structure of that, but I just had to lay out this big picture view of making money with your art, just so you can wrap your brain around it. Because as I mentioned in an earlier video, you deserve to get paid. You have every right to make money from your craft, but you have to do it in a certain way to where you're tapping into the needs and the wants of a certain slice of the population that is willing to compensate you for that gift. Well, there you have it, and I would love to know what you think about this whole monetization topic that I covered in this episode. Are you on board with me? Is it a big thumbs up, Bob? Do you have maybe a little tweak or a different angle on it? Or do you think I'm full of crap? Either way, I would love to know. So wherever you're consuming this, leave a comment if you can do that here. You can also shoot me an email. It's real easy to do. It's bob@bob-baker.com. Yes, there's a hyphen or dash between my first and last name. bob@bob-baker.com. You can shoot me a message and let me know what you think about this or any other topic related to music and the arts. And in addition to that, I want to encourage you to get on the Music Marketing VIP list. Speaking of email, I'll even give you a collection of music promotion ebooks and tip sheets when you do. Just go to thebuzzfactor.com, click the Music Marketing Secrets image on the right, then enter your name and email, and boom, you're on the list. Again, that's at thebuzzfactor.com. And if you'd like to support my ongoing efforts to educate, inspire, and empower creative people around the world, please consider becoming a patron. Just go to patreon.com/Bob Baker, without the hyphen there. All these links and the stuff I talked about will be in the show notes of the podcast or in the video description on YouTube. Thanks again for listening. Please share this podcast or this video with your friends who could really use a boost of inspiration. Thanks for all you do to create great music and share it with the world. I'm Bob Baker, saying so long for now.